Music After Dark, HTX. I love it. We're going to give credit to the band across the street again. This is like the second time they've been playing. I love it. Well, we're filming podcasts. I love it. So I'm super excited because my very first episode of this podcast was Mr. Blake from Just Fan Fiction. But it was just Mr. Blake. You guys were in a transitional period. I think a position was missing.
We were going from the shortest member of Just Fan Fiction to the tallest member of Just Fan Fiction.
How tall are you?
Say you're like
6 feet or something.
You're like 6 feet, 6'1", right? Because I'm like 5'11", 6 feet, so and you're about an inch taller than me.
Literally the tallest member of the band.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Newest and the tallest.
And then Q, the previous guitar player, he was like 3 feet 4 or something like that. I don't know. Shout out to Q. I still love him. Still my homie for life, but yeah.
Dude, so this is fun. So let's do, since I have more members present, because we're still missing one, let's do intros and position in the band.
I am Kevin Mars, and I play bass.
I am Ollie Mira, and I play lead guitar and do backup vocals.
And I'm Blake Damn Sure, and I'm fronting this bitch.
You're fronting this bitch.
Well, we're kind of in a transitionary period as well, to where me and Ollie are going to be like co-singing, co-frontmen and everything. We're building towards that now that we're writing new music. We just went on me and him sat down to write a song together for the first time and ended up shitting out 3 songs, which was awesome.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't expect you and I to... I figured we'd work well together after we hung out the first time. I didn't realize that we would write well together as well, though. That was a very pleasant surprise.
Who's missing? So we're missing, obviously, a drummer, right?
Adrian Cabo.
Are we missing a drummer?
Adrian Cabo on drums. He lives far, and it is a pain in the ass to get him to come and do anything outside of the shows and practice. He hosts practice.
He does live very far.
Yeah.
So
he has an excuse. He works very hard. He works outside during the day. So he has every excuse not to make a drive an hour away from where he lives. I know he wishes that he could be here, and I know he loves everybody watching.
We'll Photoshop him in.
Yeah.
He's here in spirit.
I have a picture of him picking his nose. We'll Photoshop him doing that right next to you. Put it right over that drum set.
There we go. I love that.
Creep up behind you over your shoulder.
Yeah.
I will love that.
Do some shit like that.
So when did you, my friend, join the band? Because you're new. You were the missing piece, right? Because you guys were missing somebody for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So when did you join?
I think it was beginning of June.
Okay. And how long did he stalk you before you actually agreed to be like, fine, I'll just join your band?
I'm going to let Ollie answer his version, and I'm going to give you the actual truth version of this.
Truth.
Okay. I need a fact checker.
I think from what I remember, I think this guy's been stalking me for 2 years.
Okay.
Has it been that long?
In his DMs for that long.
You want me to answer?
Wait. So he has been in your DMs for 2 years?
No, not DMs.
No, not DMs.
I was silent.
You're just stalking. You're silently stalking.
Silently observing.
Yeah. Okay. And you did you get an email? How did you guys finally link up though?
One of my old coworkers from Amazon, actually, who's really good friends with him and roommates, reached out to me through my DMs.
Networking.
He said, "Hey, yeah, his name is Blake Elliott Hill, and his band is just Fan Fiction."
Yeah, hell, so Justin Polito is that friend. You might know him as running a lot of shows over at BFE and at Wildcatter. He's usually a stage manager. He is very involved in the music scene. He's not a musician, but one of the best supporters of local music in town. Most people know who he is just because even if he's not working them, he's there supporting the artists that he likes. Anyway, so 4 years ago in 2020, Justin sent me a video of his friend playing a song called We Belong Together by Richie Valens, and he made it look so effortless and so easy. And I was instantaneous, like, man, fuck this guy. I've tried playing this song so many times, and I can't fucking do it to save my life. And this guy's over here not breaking a sweat. He's got a beautiful voice, plays guitar well as fuck, and I became
does Blake have a man crush?
I became
right
a
now?
huge fan.
Do you have a man crush?
Absolutely. I became a huge fan of him instantaneously, followed all of his social media from afar, listened to his music every couple of weeks at least. And last I had heard was he was in Nashville, and when we were looking for a guitar player after Q left, Justin suggested him, and I was like, man, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to invite that guy into the band singing better than me and playing guitar better than me. He's going to fucking make me look bad, and he probably won't want to do it anyway. He's going to listen to us and be like, yeah, those guys are mediocre compared to what I do. And then out of nowhere, I get a DM from him like, hey, man, Justin said you guys are looking for a guitar player. I listened to your stuff, and it's really good. And I'm like, yeah, bro, if you want to come hang out with us, come on out.
So you were fangirling. It's okay. People admit.
I need more friends,
People admit
too.
that, so it's okay. It's okay.
I full on admit I was a huge fan of Ollie before he even realized that was the case.
Wow.
He's showing us his music and everything. I'm sitting there like mumbling along, singing the songs behind him and stuff. Ain't it such a miracle?
Dude, I love that.
But,
so, are you not from Houston? Are you from Houston?
I've lived here the past 12 years, but
Okay.
I moved to Nashville like a couple of years ago, actually, back in 2021, just meeting all these
check it
different,
out.
I guess check out the new environment, and then just jam along with a whole lot of different musicians I've like met through like the pages.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the place to do it. Chase Lacombe, he went there, so it happens. Yeah.
That was the last I had heard about what he was doing. Was he was out in Nashville playing, and I was like, all right. I mean, fat chance I'm going to get to see him play live, but all right. But then he becomes my band member, so you really just never know what the future holds whenever you're watching a video of a guy playing one of your favorite songs and everything. Because just in the past couple of months and everything, I feel like he's my brother now, and I feel more confident in just fan fiction than I ever have before.
That's really cool. So, have you guys played a show together yet with the new?
Twice.
So we've had 2 shows.
2 shows.
What shows? Because I think I'm gonna make you guys a bonus episode one week. It'll be in October. So what shows? Do you guys have shows in October coming up?
We do,
because I know you have the one in January, right?
Mm-hmm. We have 3 shows coming up in the next few weeks. So
really,
yeah. So we're this Saturday we're gonna be at 8th Wonder with Shasti.
Okay, I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do Saturday.
I have heard you say this for
I
my
know,
past 4
I
shows.
know,
I don't want to hear it.
I know, but
I will believe
really
it when I
do
see
not
it.
have anything to do. So
look for a comment from me on this video whenever it gets posted about whether she was there or not, because she said this for like the last 3 events, and I'm like,
I can see you and I can see Shasti. So 8th Wonder.
2 reasons to be there. She'll find 3. She'll find a 3rd reason not to be.
We're making a music video. Please participate.
That's right.
We're filming the music video for Dance Like That. So bring your dancing shoes or don't.
Or don't.
I don't know.
Blue suede.
That's super exciting. So music video in 8th Wonder, which watch, I'm gonna fucking prove you wrong and be at that damn show.
Let's see. I'm not.
okay.
I'm not damn sure about that one yet.
Okay, not love that.
I'm just
Asshole.
Blake right now. I'm not Blake damn sure.
What other shows besides?
So the next
This
show that
weekend.
we have is September 28th. Although we are being credited at that show as Ollie in the Fiction, he had booked that show before he had become an official member of Just Fan Fiction. So he's going to be fronting that show. It's going to be covers that night with a few of his solo originals.
Where's that gonna be at?
And that is at
The Rustic.
the Rustic
In
on
the-
Post Oak.
Yeah, Post Oak.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a really good venue.
We've
So-
been doing a lot of practice for that one.
Yes, we
Oh,
have.
that's fancy.
Prior to Ollie joining the band, we didn't really do a whole lot of covers.
Mhm.
And not for lack of trying, we had one particular band member who may not be here, who it was hard to convince him to learn certain cover songs
gonna give
unless he
everybody
really agreed with it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give full clarity that band member is not Adrian, our drummer. He's no longer with Just Fan Fiction. Ollie is the first guitar player that we've had that has embraced.
You know, you can say the name and I
ideas.
can bleep it out if that makes you feel more comfortable.
Well,
we
I
can,
mean,
we
we've
can
all
do
gone by
bleeps.
we've all gone by fake names in this band. Aside from our the first guy to play guitar with us, we've all gone by fake names in this band. Like I'm Blake Damn Sure, he's Kevin Mars, he's Ollie Mira. Those are, and our drummer is Adrian Cabo. Those are not our legal names on our birth certificates. I know it's really hard to believe that my name isn't Blake Damn Sure, but yeah.
Could have fooled me.
You could change it. You know, you could have your name changed.
You know,
have you
I-
thought about that?
I honestly want to change my last name because I fucking hate my father. But I have a lot of kids with my last name, so I'm not gonna. I can't afford the paperwork flat out.
Yeah,
But
filing fees are expensive on me.
yeah, they're very expensive, especially for minors. But yeah, it's my name, not my father. He's a piece of shit. I hope he watches this. Fuck you. Anyway.
We could have
But
a
yeah,
whole
we-
other segment on that. We could.
That's a whole nother podcast.
That's
a
a
whole-
whole
that's another
other.
episode,
That is a
yeah.
whole other episode.
Yeah, these
Holy
guys,
shit.
these guys were there like in the minutes after the fallout and all of that. I was pissed off all night.
Does that inspire you to write music? Have you written music because of maybe some issues with
Family
relations?
issues, absolutely. In my last band, The Hostile Redemption, we had a song called Sins, which is about how I don't want to be the same kind of father that my father was. I've tried, reconciling with them so many different times and, making things.
Dude, I get it. I have mom issues, so
I'm very okay
my
with
mom's
the
a
fact.
narcissist, so I totally get it.
I'm very okay with the fact that me and him are two different people.
And I
He is
hope she's
not.
watching this podcast.
He is not okay with that. And anybody different than my father is just a piece of shit in his eyes. Anybody who doesn't spend all their time at AA is beneath him, even if they're not an alcoholic, because they can be an alcoholic without drinking alcohol, because it's all about the mindset, apparently. Because I'm not a morning person, that means I'm a negative. Don't get me started. I'm already saying too much, asshole.
I like to see morning people stay up till 2, 3 in the morning
Please,
every
You
day.
guys,
motherfucker's
like-
snoring at 7:30
So-
because he's so fucking
Well,
old
no,
and
and
boring.
we talk about this sometimes because you guys all, and this is pretty much everybody. I don't think anyone has been on this podcast that does not have a day job and is also a rock star, right? So you guys are working late hours because you're practicing at night.
Yep.
Most of you guys, everybody that's been on the podcast has wives or girlfriends, kids. So are you
still,
single?
Still venturing.
Are you
Still
single?
venturing.
Because
This fan fiction does have a single member and everything, but I will say this for all
get out. Wait, hold on. That is a dating service I offer. So get in my DMs
Hold
if you
that.
would like to date a rock star.
hold that thought real
Oh,
quick.
no.
Is what I wanted. I knew you were about to
Okay,
offer that
okay,
service.
okay.
Yes, I
Ollie
am.
is very, very picky and knows his worth. So you
Mm.
make sure that you are a very special lady before you hit my boy up.
Respect.
Get in my
Thank you, my boy.
Gotcha, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like a whole thing. I'm about to start listing all the rock stars that are single and like really finding you guys, ladies. It's about to be a thing.
It's time to hide.
But it is
No,
hard.
he's like this whole catch, and he doesn't give himself enough credit. He's a catch. He can sing good. Got a smile like it's worth $1 million. Unlike me with my broken piano keys as teeth. Smile.
Oh, this is a nervous smile, bro. Don't worry.
Nah, man. You smile at a girl and bat your eyes and everything. You get exactly where you need to go.
See, you've only done 2 shows. You guys have more shows coming up, so it is possible. It is possible.
We'll see what
Are
happens
you-
with 28th.
Just wait till this weekend. That's all I have to say.
Are you cool with like people coming up to you after the show? Like after you play and you guys are maybe like transitioning to the merch table?
Before me and you answer this, I want to hear Kevin's response to this one.
Does
I
that-
always
does it
I always
happen?
welcome. You know,
Okay.
if someone wants to come up and say hi, like I never want to have that egotistical like no, you're beneath me. Like I'm always anyone who wants to say hi, I'm always appreciative of that. It could just be because I'm the bass player. No one ever wants to talk to the bass player, but
That's what drummers say a lot too, I think.
Hey,
I need
I'm-
to start a poll.
Just make sure that when you go say hi to Kevin, that it's within the first 2 minutes of us walking off the stage, because he usually leaves the second we finish playing a show.
He has a day job. Give him credit. Do you?
He goes in later than I do.
Oh my god. Do y'all work together?
No.
Okay.
He did.
Used to.
That's how we
Okay.
met. That's
Twice.
He was my boss whenever we met.
How
The
funny. He was your boss.
Yeah, Papa
and-
John's.
Papa John.
I was a pizza daddy, and he was a pizza grandpa.
All right.
You were
Grandpa.
multiple kinds of daddies.
Oh,
You're
man, I'm all
cool with
kinds of
people
daddies.
coming up to you after the show, right?
Absolutely. Come and talk to me about music. Come and talk to me about my author work. If you ask me one fucking question about my personal life and everything, I'm gonna pee on your shoes, and then I'll answer. But
No,
He'll
he
still
won't.
answer.
No, he won't. He's lying. He won't. Are you good with people coming
Hell no, I want to go home. Shit, I'm tired. Just kidding.
Is it?
he's just kidding.
You gotta be.
No.
because some like celebrities, like like there's like actors and actresses
Right,
that
just
are
show the
totally like
cameras
weirded
away.
out and like, oh, I hate the
Just
paparazzi,
Fuck the
and it's
camera
like
out of my
that's
face.
kind of your fucking job, right? Like you're a celebrity, so
No, the least we can do is be
Not a
is-
dick?
Is be polite to the people who spend their time, their very valuable time, watching us do what we love to do. That's
Do you think that's why bands have broken up? Is because egos are involved and
I think
maybe
that there's
they're
a lot. I think it's
dickish?
the reason for a lot of bands that have broken up. You got more to say on it, man?
So yeah, I was just gonna say yeah, like you said, like give them their time, and because they were there to like watch you, they're there to support you. Gotta, their time matters, and
It's the simplest way to say thank you is just
People
to
like-
give him that time.
People like take a picture with them. Just give them a set list. You can get a signed set list from us at every show. There's 4 of them available.
I always have customized just fan fiction pics. If anyone wants one, just ask.
Oh, that's cool. See, that's really cool. You guys do have a merch table, yeah?
We do.
You believe in merch?
We do. Oh, definitely. If in fact, the touring bands these days are really just traveling T-shirt salesmen. So
I was just gonna say that.
we've gotta we've gotta make sure we always have something for.
Well, I mean, I think
the
like
people.
bigger people like Swifties and just bigger people, right? Doesn't like Ticketmaster and like venues like kind of fuck them on merch
I don't
sales
play-
and
I
shit
refuse to
too?
play at
Isn't that like a
places.
whole thing too?
I
that
refuse to
kinda
play at shows that expect a
can
merch cut.
happen. So is that a thing that can happen at
It-
smaller venues?
it-
I don't know. Come on, I
I've
don't
heard
know.
of that.
I don't know.
I don't
and
know
you
if
don't
it's-
have to say the place. Is
I'll
that
tell you this.
something that can
I'll tell you this
happen?
right now that any of those shows that think that they're gonna cut into our merch as well, one of 2 things will happen: either we will not play it, or you can meet me in the parking lot if you want to buy merch. Because fuck the venue, they're not gonna get that
Catch
part
me
of us.
outside. Okay, so apparently that is the whole thing that happens.
Absolutely,
Wow.
I will personally drive it to your house before I let the goddamn venue get a cut of that when they didn't invest in it.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was
It's
the
a
whole thing.
very touchy subject for me.
Holy shit! Okay, I
Yeah.
did not know that was the whole thing.
I
So-
can't hide my face anymore. I'm so
I know.
I'm so sorry. Like, oh man, ever since I got this haircut, I can't hide my face, and
Yeah, if
So
you
you can-
notice, things are different. It's not.
I've also lost 40 pounds since our first interview.
I know.
Yeah.
congrats, man.
We talk about him
So,
dieting
Thank
on the
you.
first interview.
I said the next
actually.
time you see me, I will be slimmer, and I have 1 less chin than I did back then. I still have a chin and a half, but I had 3 chins on
Hey,
that
it's
interview.
progress.
While we're on the subject, I'm also on that same mission, trying to lose it. I'm not gonna lie, can't hide it anymore.
Me and Ollie kind of hype each other up to keep going whenever we're feeling like having trouble sticking to our goals. We kind of be each other hype.
Well, because
each
I'm sure
other's
it's
hype.
tiring, right?
Yeah.
Like you have
It
to be in
definitely
some
is.
sort of
Oh,
shape
yeah.
because you guys lug
Oh,
all your
man.
gear on stage. I'm assuming,
Exactly.
right?
And
And
me
you
and
have to
him are-
drive there, and you have to put your shit in your car.
And then we're
and-
both of us play
Oh,
guitar and both
yeah,
of us
for real.
sing as well, which kind of double the work. I'm not taking away from what the drummer does, and then
and you move around.
and then there's
so-
Kevin who's over there like hopping on stage like a goddamn cracked out bunny, and
You didn't get cramps, man?
cracked
No,
out
my
bunny.
ankles hurt the next day. They're a little bit better now.
a
But
lot of people don't realize that Kevin is almost 40 years old.
yeah, you
Bitch,
should have
I'm
seen me in my
40,
20s.
Okay, I just turned
Okay.
40. You
He
say
looks
it
like
like
he's
it's a
tw-
bad
no,
thing.
no, no.
Okay,
He looks
I
like-
just turned 40.
He looks like he's 12. You look like you're
asshole.
14. So,
Oh my gosh.
look, you want to see something really hilarious? Ever since I got my haircut, look at the right side of my head. See all that gray?
Mm-hmm.
I can't cover it up anymore with hair dye.
Yeah,
It
'Cause,
stains
you
my
know,
scalp.
us girls can do that. So.
And what stains my scalp if I do it, so I look ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
That's
goodness.
not my kids or my job or my band.
Are you sure?
That's the baby mamas.
Okay, so how do you balance, Blake? How do you balance being an author and being in a band? And you do have a bunch of kids and a bunch of baby mamas. How does that work?
I don't know.
And you have a full-time job
I have no idea.
during the day. And I think you have kind of a like emotionally demanding job because you work with like older.
Yeah, I'm a volunteer coordinator for a hospice, which means I'm in charge of all the volunteers that work with hospice patients and work with our office staff to help out. I'm in charge of all of those at the location that I work at, and that means I've got to be the hype man, the spirit, the lifter of spirits whenever things are down, because in hospice care it can get very sad very fast, and a lot of people don't realize that it can be very draining trying to keep everybody lifted up whenever
You're dealing with super sad.
Yeah.
That's like a super sad topic. Yeah.
one of the saddest things that's happened to me is I matched a volunteer with a patient. They were just getting ready to meet for the first time, and the patient passed away about 3 days before, and I was so disheartened by it.
Was the volunteer freaked out?
The
Are they
volunteer
no
was-
longer a volunteer?
No, they're still volunteering at the office that I just moved from. I was in Kingwood, now I'm in Richmond.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I just started.
That's right.
I just started my new office last week. More hours and a longer commute, but I'm going to move to the southwest side at the beginning of next year. I'm going to get some land. Some land in a double wide. Yes, I am. Have a severance check for my last job coming in, and I'm going to cash it all out and finally live the way I want to, where nobody can tell me what to do. Nobody can nobody can dictate whether I mow my lawn in a Speedo. And
Oh yeah, you have
No
an
judging,
HOA in
hell
your
yeah.
neighborhood. You have an HOA in your
Fuck
The
neighborhood.
neighbors will be lucky if they get the Speedo.
I
In
love
case
it.
anybody was wondering, the band that's practicing across from us right now, I think it's Paraleaf.
I love that. Shout out to them.
Paraleaf. Okay, yeah, that's Flyleaf and Paramore, right? I love both of those bands.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
they're like a cover band that does just those two bands.
That's awesome. That's actually really awesome, especially if their singer can pull off both Haley Williams and Lacey's voices. They go like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Actually, I need to go to one of their shows.
I love that.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
need to
Thank
go to
you
one
for
of their
fucking
shows.
fact checking that.
Sure.
That's very cool.
Absolutely.
So, dude, it's crazy. So balance is important. What advice would you give to like new people just coming on the scene? Right? Like
Come out to shows. Come out to shows. Talk to people.
how do you get started in a band? Is there like a website you guys find each other on? Do you just
Okay,
go to shows?
Ooh,
Like,
band origin stories. This will be fun.
you just post it
fan
on your
fiction.
Facebook page?
Just fan fiction is one of those bands that okay, outside of Ollie being a new member and everything, I want to point it out that Kevin and Adrian have been in I've been in 4 bands over the past, I guess, 15, 20 years, and Kevin has been in 3 of those bands, and Adrian has been in 2 of those bands. They're the ones I just can't shake and get rid of, no matter how many times I start over. They always find their way in.
Bros.
But they're also my bros. I don't want to not play with them. Adrian was the drummer in my first band, and he was the guitar player in probably my most successful band that I had, the Hostile Redemption. And then he went back to drums for this when the position opened up.
Out of
And
the blue too.
it was very out of the blue. He called me and he's like, yeah, Jacob called me and told me he can't play drums anymore. So and asked if I wanted to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go get me a new drum set and when's practice. I'm like, boy, I didn't even tell you could join the band or anything. He's like, yeah. Let's just skip that whole part and just tell me when practice is and I'll be there. I'm
It's like 10 years or something
Dude,
since
I
he
love
played
that.
drums
Yeah,
fully.
he didn't play. He hadn't played drums in 10 years at this point, but came in and just killed it. Played a show with us a month later, and
Oh yeah,
it was like
super
he
quick.
reunited with his first love. That's what we called it. And Kevin's just, I'm not insulting the other bass players that I know because I know so many great ones, but Kevin is the best bass player that I've ever met in my life, and I've met some very successful people. One guy that stands out to me is Scott from Saving Abel. Scott Wilson, shout out to him. Um, Kevin, I think, can keep up with even Scott, and he's a very talented composer. Outside of that, he's over here like, "No, I don't know about all that, but it's he's also very humble about his talent. I've never seen somebody heighten an entire song in a matter of 5 minutes of listening to it and adding what he thinks would sound good. He bass players are truly an underrated magic when it comes to playing rock music that a lot of people take for granted.
If a bass player's doing it right, you either don't notice it or you notice it very well. And I don't know which one I am.
You don't know which one you are?
It depends on the song, man. Because everything sounds very bland without Kevin.
Who writes the songs? Is it like a group effort? You write the songs, Mr. Author?
So, writing songs is a subjective thing. Now, when it comes to music, I'd just like to say that everybody kind of throws their own parts in and everything. Like, even the songs we had before Ollie joined, he has put his own spin on them. I would say he's respected the original work, but definitely made it his own. If you watch us play live and you've listened to the stuff that we put out, you'll see where Ollie has made it his own and really
built off from it. And
yeah. I've written all of the lyrics thus far, but the songs that we wrote recently are collaborations between me and Ollie.
How does it work? Like, do you, because you are an author, like, do you have poems and things and like written and then you try to match music to it? Or are you like humming something and you kind of have like a tune in your head and then you're trying to put words to it?
Before you answer
How does it
that,
work? How does it work?
Before you answer your part, I just wanted to throw in how this band has been a little bit different from past experiences and how songs are written. And each song almost has kind of been written a different way. Like with the first two concerts in Beautiful and Blue, those were pretty much 100% you, right, Blake?
Yeah.
You did like essentially the programming, the guitars, all the vocals. And then once you added full band members, we've always kind of added in our own parts. Like, we were never the band where one person is the dictator and it's like, all right, here's your guitar part, play it like this, here's the drums, play it like this. It was never like that.
Not in just fan fiction, for sure.
No,
That's cool.
Each band member,
because that's important, right? For you guys to all be able to probably like communicate and
I've always wanted
have disagreements, but like handle it like grown-ups, right? You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely,
maybe something doesn't work for him.
Just fan fiction has always been so. It started out, just fan fiction started out as a duo between me and my friend Michael, who was playing keyboards, and I was typically the composer, and he would build off of what I would make on guitar, and we'd go from there. When we added band members, I said very firmly I want them to all have creative control with what they're doing, with what their parts are, because I want us to do something that we can't do without each other. And our sound has changed with each changing band member, with each rotating lineup and everything. Like, Q had his own sound, Spencer had his own sound, Ollie has his own sound.
How many members have you, like, when did you guys first start?
Just fan fiction. So just fan fiction. We started out, the idea for just fan fiction. Well, just fan fiction originally started as me and Michael. We had gotten together after the breakup of my previous duo, Reckless and Royal. Our one single was an early version of Beautiful and Blue. That guy was my childhood best friend, and we had a horrible falling out in 2021, in May of 2021, and haven't talked since. And I was suicidal over the next couple of months just because I went through a really terrible breakup. We've all heard the threesome story that led to a surprising pregnancy.
Episode 1.
That was all going on at that time, and I attempted suicide 3 times. And my friend Michael unexpectedly came over to my apartment and brought his keyboard to jam Third Eye Blind songs with me for the first time since high school, and that's what brought me out of my funk. And we started performing those Third Eye Blind songs at shows as the Semi Charmed Life. That's what we were called. And then I was ready to hang it all up because I was getting my other band, the Hostile Redemption, broke up, and that page, the Facebook page, was used as a way to attack my personal life for, things that weren't true, things that had, been spun to make other people sound better than they actually were. And I got very resentful of the fact that playing music was yet another way to attack my character and to belittle what initially was saving me from all of that. And I went out to a show, to an acoustic performance for a benefit for April Sasser, the mom of the boys in Sasser, shortly before she passed away. And I announced that would be my last show that night. And when I was performing, I got the most beautiful reception from the crowd that I had gotten in years, including when we played with Saving Abel and played with Lit. It was so wholesome that I was like, is this the right thing? And then Doug Westcott went out there and performed his song Like This and stared at me the whole goddamn time he's singing it. And I'm like, God damn it, I can't quit. And I'm like, and then my wife said, are you sure that this is what this is what you want to do? I'm going to support you no matter what. I just want you to be happy. And I said, I'm damn sure. I am Blake damn sure. And then I was like, in fact, I'm going by Blake damn sure from here on out. That's what I'm doing.
Is that how the name came around?
Yeah, I just listened to a song called Make Damn Sure by Taking Back Sunday. And I was like, I'm Blake damn sure. In fact, I'm going to go by Blake damn sure from here on out. I even, I was like, all right, so that's going to be my name. I texted Michael. I was like, I'm going to go by Blake damn sure instead of Blake Hill from now on. And then me and Kevin were in a cover band called Blind Romance with the drummer from Via Linda.
JD, shout out.
Shout out to JD. We just played a show with Via Linda this past Saturday, and those guys are fucking awesome. We had a lot of fun doing Blind Romance, and I can't say that we won't ever do that again. It's just not a priority at the moment. We're all busy in our own bands. But I texted all of them right away. I'm going by Blake damn sure from here on out. And they were all like, "Fuck yeah, man! Do whatever makes you happy." And then I called Michael a couple of days later because somebody had sent me a message about the details of how my last daughter was conceived and all of that, and I got very irritated. And I replied, "Fuck off with all the goddamn rumors. Whatever you heard about me is just fan fiction." And I sent it, and then I was like, and then I said it to one of my friends at work. I was like, "Whatever you heard about me is just fan fiction." And then I'm like,
ding.
I called Michael. I was like, "What do you think about changing our name to just fan fiction?" He's like, "I fucking love that, dude." He was like, "I figured we couldn't go by the Semi Charmed Life forever," and I was like, "Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well." So then we started performing Beautiful and Blue at the shows. Then we started performing concerts at the shows. Then we started writing songs, and then we started getting. And then I put out concerts, and I put out Beautiful and Blue, and we started getting asked to play full band shows, not just the acoustic ones that we were doing. And I called up Kevin. I called up Spencer, and then Spencer called up Devin, and we booked a show in October, and it went well. We did another show in December. That went well. Devin stopped playing with us for his own reasons, and our drummer from the Hostile Redemption came and played a show with us, and then got a promotion at work or changed lines of work. I can't remember what it was. Shout out to Jacob Cardinal.
Oh, yeah.
But he called Adrian, and then Adrian was like, "Yeah, I'll be at the next practice, man. Let's just skip the whole part where you try to resist." And I said that part earlier. And then Adrian came in, and Spencer left a few months later. Well, before Spencer left, Michael left. He was getting busier and busier at work and was having less and less time. He left on very good terms, and
he's always welcome back.
He's welcome back whenever he wants. That was one of the things I said whenever he left. You can come back whenever you want to come and play with us again. You've got an open door. You're the reason that I'm still alive. So shout out to Mike. Literally, shout out to Michael Schwinn for that. He will be my brother for life. Spencer left a couple of months after that. Q joined up with us. We played for almost a year with Q, and his heart wasn't in music as much as it was before. He didn't like he didn't like Kevin's work schedule very much. And
Well, I'm sure it's hard, right? The more members, the more moving
yeah,
parts you
me,
have
me,
and
me,
stuff,
me and
right?
Adrian,
Like,
me and Adrian are very, very tolerant of things coming up, and Q doesn't have the same obligations that Adrian, me, and Kevin have. So,
And Q came from a lot of manager experience from work, so he had that kind of manager attitude where, oh, if you're not on time, you're late, kind of thing. And he,
to be
to my
early is to be on
recollection-
time. To be on time is to be late. To be late is to be unaccepted,
yes,
or some shit like that. I don't know.
and to my knowledge, he doesn't have
that's funny. I'm
kids
early
or
to everything.
a
usually.
spouse or anything, so he was very direct on his schedule and his time.
Well, here's the thing, also, and I'm not, and Q has been one of my best friends for almost 20 years now, and he always will be. Us playing music together, that's not over. Me and him will play. We'll do another track again. Q doesn't like playing live as much as I do. He likes doing stuff in the studio, so I'm sure he and I will do a track here and there in the future. He's very talented, and he's a great guy whenever he lets his walls down. And we're good. Me and him have talked since he's left. We're all good. I want to say that Ollie was the biggest breath of fresh air ever, because he also is in a position where he answers to nobody but himself, but he's very understanding of the obligations that the rest of us have, and he respects that, and he has a great attitude about it. If we have to cancel for whatever reason, he's like, absolutely, bro, I can reschedule on this day. Well, but these are the days that I'm busy. These are the days I'm not busy. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love that. And
it just really felt good, man, just to not just be alone every weekend performing, but finally have a new group of friends and musicians to jam with, for sure.
Yeah, and we definitely enjoy having you with us. I think from our very first practice, me and Adrian joked about Blake coming on too strong and scaring you off.
yeah, because I kept on.
Not Blake.
I was fangirling. I was like, man, dude, you were freaking awesome. What do I got to do to talk you into staying, man? And
Adrian's like, chill out.
Adrian's like, chill out. I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want him to think that I don't think that way. Like, I want him to know, I'm a fan. So
4 years, man.
yeah, dude. I don't know if I even told you that it was that long, but
I don't know. I heard 2, but I was like,
secretly stalking, dude. I love it.
no, man. It's I knew exactly who you were. I knew exactly who you were, and I was intimidated. I still will say rightfully so, because you were, I think objectively, you were probably the better singer out of the two of us. I've got a very unique sound, however. And it's strange because sometimes people don't mesh well together. They'll be you're a great singer, but together it doesn't sound right and everything. But for some reason, me and you just blend perfectly. I feel like when you're harmonizing me, it brings my voice to a new level. When I'm harmonizing you, it brings your voice to a new level. Our guitar playing even syncs up really well.
Who are you, and what have you done with Blake Damn Sure? You're being so nice and complimentary of someone else.
It's all
Holy
Ollie.
shit! Right now,
I was gonna say.
No,
Ollie brings out the best in us.
Yeah.
I like this new Blake.
I just don't. It goes to show how good of a place Just Fan Fiction is right now. The fact that I don't have very much negative to say about us musically is.
No, this is cool.
Everybody's on their fucking A game. Two people who are very involved in the scene were at Just Fan Fiction show this past Saturday, and they've been at multiple shows of previous bands, and I'm friends with these guys, and I know them very well to say that if they like something, you'll know it, and if they don't like it, they're polite and don't say anything. These guys have never come up and complimented something that I've done before. I figured I'm just, I'm not their cup of tea musically, and I can respect that. That's fine. But they said that this was the best that I've ever sounded in the years they've seen me perform, and that our guitar player being added is the best thing that's ever happened to Just Fan Fiction, and I was blown away by that compliment. I'm not gonna mention them and everything.
You do not.
You do not.
I just think that's very cool.
It's a little embarrassing.
Call them out.
No, you don't have to. It's very cool.
No.
I love it. Okay, so let's start this because you did bring up a good point. Look how stylish he looks. So, when is your birthday? I'm going to start a dating profile for you right now. When is your birthday?
May 31st, 1995.
1995. Okay, May.
I'm the baby of the.
He's the baby of the band. Yeah.
The baby
I'm a little
of the
scared
band.
that you had to think about that for a second.
I was thinking the same thing.
I didn't really want to answer, but
He's lying. See, he's lying. He doesn't want to know. It's okay. It's okay.
So
So
what's your sign?
basically,
Are you a Gemini?
basically, it's gonna come out as like my
Gemini.
birthday is.
He is a Gemini.
Oh man, Gemini's in trouble.
I got two parts,
Man,
two
He's a
sides.
Gemini.
Man,
I'm
male
a Gemini.
Gemini's in trouble, man.
I'm a Gemini.
See,
My
I'm
brother-in-law's Gemini.
I'm an Aquarius.
I'm a Gemini.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you have a preference in blondes, brunettes, redheads?
We're really doing this.
We are doing it.
Oh,
We are doing it. I can cut it all out later. I can cut it all out.
I have jungle fever, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man,
Dude,
that
I
was not the
love
answer.
that.
That was not the answer I was expecting. Actually, more like power to like whatever
Thank you.
like. I'm all about it.
And that would
I
make
just
this
wasn't
so much
expecting
fun.
that answer.
Thank you. So, dude, I love that.
So you want to be the Black Queen's Latin lover is what you want to do.
Something like that. I might change my mind along the way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right now you're feeling you're feeling the Black
I
Queens.
feel like I'm in the jungle. Right
Malcolm
now.
at Real Talk 100 Radio, if you're watching this, help out my man. Help my man out. Like, that just made the dating pool open up so much. Oh my gosh, actually.
Hey, I know that me and Kevin are both married,
I
but
love
Kevin, I want to know what your ideal woman looks like.
Yeah, if it was a dating profile, if I was trying to find you someone to write like the next great album over after they break your
Answer
heart.
this
Really
question
good video.
very carefully.
So the one answer I can give that won't get me in trouble with my wife because she has a crush on her too is Natalie Portman.
Okay, so
Okay,
that type.
Okay, Padme. Yeah.
Okay, do you have a type?
Yeah.
Blake?
Man, I will say that. So I was actually messaging with Nick Dees about this
Oh,
the other day.
we're name dropping finally.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. So, there's this. Nick and I have one thing in common, and it's the name of the girl that got the most songs out of us and all of that. I'm not gonna mention that name, but I was bringing up another girl, not either one, not mine or not his, but another girl who has that name, and this girl is a redhead, and my friend Tyler Peterson's. I was in 8th grade.
So redheads, is that you're into redheads?
When we get there, there's a whole little thing to it. So he had a really big crush on this girl, and she told him that he's not her type. I'm just standing there minding my own business, right? Minding my own business. And then he goes, "Are you more into guys like Blake?" And she looks over at me and she goes, "Ew, no, look at his nose." And I looked over at her like, what the fuck did I do? I was just standing here, but okay.
Like, I'm just minding my own business.
Anyway, that same girl messages me a few years later saying, "I'm sorry for that comment I made about your nose. Your band is
Is
really
it was
good.
after you were in a band. After you were in a band, she got your
is really good,
DMs.
and if you ever do a music video, I want to be in it and everything." And I'm like, fuck off. But anyway, that turned me off to redheads for a long time. I was too intimidated by them until I met my wife. So now I guess my type is
Redhead?
redheaded with a big old booty.
Is that why I'm in the band?
That's you're his type. You're his type.
Exactly, that's
Gingers are actually rare,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by gingers. I got 2 ginger kids. I've got a ginger wife. I've got a ginger bromance right here.
You got a side piece over there.
Yeah, I've got a ginger side piece right here. Fight me, Paige.
Dude, I love it. Let's poll the audience. Do you have a type?
Yeah, Mark, what's your type?
Do I
Yeah,
have a
what's your
type?
And don't just say breathing.
No. No. So here's my type. I don't like blondes. Natural blondes. The fake blondes I'm good with, but
Fucking trouble.
I don't like blondes. Like I dated a blonde chick once, and I will never do it again.
Never again.
I actually dated her twice, but the second time she was a brunette, so it was okay.
Oh, so it's okay. You're like, maybe it would be different. Maybe it would
Yeah.
be different this time.
But yeah, no. Blonde.
That
blondes
is
are-
hilarious.
Into the song "Beautiful in Blue."
Yes.
Blonde,
Mm,
It's about a blonde.
not a blonde.
fucking.
Well, I fucking
blondes.
hate her already.
You know what? I have to pay a lot of child support.
But we all hate her now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to like blondes, but yeah, I after a while I'm just like, nah.
Now is it too much?
No, it's not worth
I'm
it.
gonna
No,
say-
I'm gonna
emotionally,
Can I say a very mature answer now?
go for it.
It's the individual. It's not about the looks, man. It's the individual.
It's about what's on the
Wait, wait,
inside,
wait,
right?
When you connect with somebody, I remember when I met Kelly, that it was the intellectual difference between her and every other girl I had ever talked to. That connection alone right there, I held on to it so hard, and I to this day am just as goo eyed over her as I was the night that I met her. Kevin remembers that night. Like I'm like,
Oh,
Almost
he
made
was
you
like,
miss it.
"Oh
going to-
no, that's
I'm
the
going to
next
meet this
baby
chick.
mama." That's what he was saying, right?
No, this is Kelly I'm talking about. I'm going to meet this chick. Wish me luck. I married her 3 months later.
Literally.
Literally 3 months later.
Bro, I hope you and Kelly, man, just continue. I just see that love, that bond. And
No,
just-
man. There's nothing like it, man. I can't.
So she's your like forever person.
Oh my
forever,
gosh,
forever person.
absolutely. If anything
Aw.
ever happened to her, I truly, I think I'd have that whole mentality I had my great love. That's that's something you get once in a lifetime. Is there love before and after? Absolutely. I'm not sure about the after, but before, absolutely. I've had love for other women, but not on the level that I did for that I do for Kelly. That's just something else
We
entirely.
should have her on the podcast so I can get her opinion on what it's like living with you.
Yeah, you want me to schedule it? Well, I'll tell her. Yeah.
I'm being serious. That would be interesting to get
No,
her
for real.
opinion
She's
on.
she's the one who. She is the one who sees it
Like
all.
the
She's-
females, like what it's like dealing with you guys.
Honestly,
you
that'd be
rock
I
stars.
honestly think that'd be a really good
Honestly.
episode.
Yeah.
Kelly has watched me as I go into my author zone, my music zone, my work zone, my dad zone, my I don't want to be fucked with, let me play Zelda the Ocarina of Time and leave me alone zone.
Yeah, like do you have a bunch of spare time? Probably
No,
not.
not really. I give up sleep. That's what I don't do. Is I don't sleep. I sleep for about 4 hours a night if I'm lucky.
How?
I don't know.
That's what happens when you have like relationships and children.
I get, like,
You
5.
have no
So-
You
sleep.
put so much of
Makes
yourself.
so
have-
much sense now.
You have
You know,
no
me and
sleep.
you've had this. I'm gonna get a little deep for a
You
second.
sacrifice loneliness for your sleep.
We have been getting deep, bro.
Me and you have had some conversations about about where I think you and I have been envious of what each other has at times. I'm not going full in on that, but I've always said that that sometimes you don't see it clearly just how much of a catch you are, bro. The ability that you have to go to sleep and wake up without having to make sure that somebody else wiped their ass aside from yourself, and it's up to you if you want to wipe your ass or not. If you feel like having a bunch of shit between your butt cheeks, that's your business. Nobody and nobody can tell you different. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do that, then Kelly's gonna make me sleep outside. You know what I'm saying?
No, being
You know
a
what I'm
parent is
saying?
hard. No, being
I think
being a parent and being single is
I've done it.
very.
I was a single,
Very, very different.
I Kevin remembers this. I've raised my kids by myself for
Oh yeah.
a long period of time.
It was 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, 2020 to 2022, I was doing the majority of that by myself while their mom was trying to figure out what to do with. I'm not even insulting her. She had a lot to figure out, and she had trauma of her own that she had to deal with. And I was just the better equipped at the time to take care of the kids, and she, but I did it. I would get up in the morning when my daughter was diagnosed with cancer. I was Charlie and Lila's caretaker, living alone. We had an apartment. It was just us three, and I would wake up, make sure they got ready for school, go to work. My mom would get them off the bus and wait for me to get home, and then I'd get home, make them dinner, give them their baths, and then repeat it till the weekend, and then.
Did you turn to music as like an outlet when she was going through that? Because that's like around the first time that I met you. So the first time I think I met you, it was down at Scout Bar. And it was right before she was getting to ring the bell, maybe.
Yeah, I've been playing music since I started guitar whenever I was 10, 11. And I've been playing in bands since I was 13, 14. But my music has always been my way of escaping it all because I've always had the daddy issues. And my stepdad and I, really, he's my dad, he's the dad who raised me. We butted heads a lot. I see now very clearly that I felt misunderstood whenever I was younger. I was the only Hill in a house of Harveys. And back then I felt like an outsider. Now as a father, especially as a father who's taken in kids that aren't biologically mine, stepping into my dad's shoes, my dad Sean, I really, really admire him a lot more than I did whenever I was a kid. Because it takes a very special person to love a child that isn't theirs, and he did that flawlessly and didn't treat me any different. In fact, I would say he treated me a little bit better than his biological kids at times.
Shout out to my stepdad. I don't think he watches my podcast, but he's totally stepped in.
Yeah. The dad that that didn't have to be a dad.
Yeah.
They're the
I
real
used to
heroes.
introduce them because my dad, right? My bio dad and Scott got along, right? So when I was growing up, like birthday parties and holidays, both of them were there. And I would literally introduce them as like, hey, this is my dad and my dad. You know what I mean? It wasn't that whole like stepdad
Dad
thing.
and stepdad.
Yeah, and I have
they're
two
both dad.
and I have two sisters. Him and my mom finally like had kids or whatever, but it
That's exactly
wasn't.
what I have two younger sisters, and
He was just my dad. It wasn't that thing. So
Sean married my
that's
mom. Cool. Sean and my mom got married, and they both came with a son, me and my brother Jordan. And he has been. Our parents haven't been together since 2015, but we have never let that affect us. I mean, every time I talk to Sean, I call him Dad. I've never not called him Dad. Even whenever
That's
I was
cool.
getting along with my biological father, I still call Sean Dad too. You know, like it's just kind of how it is. And that's a special thing to be able to do that for a kid. I think I didn't realize it until I did it myself. You know, for Kelly's kids, and now they're mine. In fact, the younger two don't even realize I'm not their biological father.
See, that's cool. That's cool. I love that. That's really cool.
I don't look forward to telling them that because where they come from, but
And it's okay. We'll cross that bridge when you get to it. Because here's my PSA, like streaming from some things that you said earlier. Because, and I say this a bunch, okay, in the podcast, like I am not in a band. I am not, right? I'm just kind of a fan, right? Like I just am like getting to interview my favorite bands, right? Like that's how I kind of look at this. I think sometimes, so from a fan perspective, I think people forget that you guys are human, right? Like they look at you guys as like, you guys are like rock stars and shit. Like sometimes you get to hear people on the radio and shit, right? Gosh, right?
yeah.
So P-fucking-S-A, they are real fucking people that have normal fucking lives outside of like being on a stage. So, and nobody's perfect. Like it just, I hate it. You know what I mean? Because people do gossip and talk shit, and it's like you guys are just people.
I've said so many times since like the 2021 stuff.
You guys
and
are just people too.
I'm not your fucking. I'm not a fucking reality TV show that exists for your entertainment. I'm a goddamn human being, and I have my limits.
Yeah. And people are flawless. Like we make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are people. We're all people.
Clearly,
we're people. So don't be a fucking douchebag. Don't be a douchebag.
It's so easy not to be a douchebag.
Yeah, it's really not that hard to not be a douchebag. So
some people make it impossible.
Let's do some plugs real quick. Book. We have book, and the audiobook thing is kind of cool. So let's talk about that.
So Kevin,
Because I love it. I love it. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. You were like needing people to do your audiobook, and I slid in Blake's DMs, and I was like, hey, if you need help with anything, not wanting to be on the audiobook. I actually hate my fucking voice. Hate it so fucking much. But I think maybe he thought it. He was like, oh yeah, no, I got it covered. Maybe the next one or something. And I was like, no, shit, wait, I didn't want to be in the book. Just, do you need me to send emails or help with shit? That's what I meant. I did not want to be part of your audiobook. No offense.
no, I'm not offended. Kevin and Ollie were both a part of the book. Ollie had multiple roles, and
do you need
Kevin
help?
had a
maybe the next one. I'm like, no way.
Kevin had the role of one of the major.
No, not the next one. But what is that like?
What's what like?
Making an audiobook.
An audiobook? It's God.
Is it hard?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
It definitely a lot of fun, but I can understand it could be kind of. Did I say that right? How do I sound on the audio?
What are you guys doing? Just
bad.
sitting around reading?
Yeah, I feel
reading?
kind of bad for the pressure that was on you guys during that, because you're I could tell okay, am I inflecting this part the right way? Is this the way it sounded in Blake said? And I'm the only one who actually knows what it sounds like.
Because books
I guess.
have emotion,
Yeah,
right?
oh my God,
even though
that's a
you're
very
reading
emotional
it and
book,
there's
too.
no sound
yeah.
to it, when you're reading it, books do have. I'm a book nerd, so there
Have
is.
you read the book?
I have read the book. Thank you very much.
Yeah. How's it in?
Shut up.
Exactly.
Shut up.
That's what I thought.
I have read your book.
Yeah.
I actually made some notes in my book.
Then how come you didn't?
Because I'm not going to spoil it because
how come I didn't?
Aubrey's in the middle of it and I can't talk about it.
We'll talk
Aubrey's
about this.
in the middle
We'll
of it. I
talk
can't
about
talk
this
about it.
later. But I don't have a Google, or not a Google, an Amazon review from you talking about how great it was.
You don't.
You can tell me how bad it was if you want to, but on Amazon you have to put that it was good. Anyway,
I'm super impressed that you even wrote a book. Are you fucking kidding me?
my second one drops October 3rd.
That's super impressive.
Yeah,
Thank you
This,
very much, Mister.
the second one drops October 3rd. I wrote it in 6 weeks.
I was at your book signing, bitch. I was the first.
First
Can
person
we?
to arrive, yeah.
Thank you. He would not sign books for anybody else after.
Not even his wife.
Thank you. Thank you. And me and Aubrey showed up to your book signing, and I got the first book and have pictures of you signing your very first book. Thank you very much.
I would say
Shore.
one of the coolest things about that experience was how everyone gave their feelings into it. No one took it as a joke or just oh, I'm just going to read the book. Everyone put their feeling into it.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I was really impressed with how everyone came across with their characters, tried to find their voice.
Dude,
Just
I wanna
how
say
quickly it went too.
you
Honestly,
you really killed it as Vash. That was exactly how I pictured his voice. You inflicted him right. I want to give a huge shout out to Rick Stewart as well for his portrayal as Blaine
So will
Hale.
it be on Audible?
Yeah,
Audible?
So Devin's doing the editing for it right now, and then I'm gonna put it out on Audible. I believe is what it is. It's what Amazon uses.
Yeah, that's what Amazon uses.
So yeah, it'll be Audible on there. And like I said, I really want to give a shout out to Rick Stewart for how he portrayed Blaine Hill, the secondary main character of the book. I could not have imagined it being better than he did. Ollie, I want to give you a shout out as well for just the care that you put in as well, doing different voices convincingly and all of that. That was insane.
Man. No, yeah, I was trying to remember what voice did I do for this character? What voice? And I'm just
You fooled me, man.
Dude, I love it. Let's do some shout outs. You want to do shout outs to anybody? You better. Your wives, girlfriends, not girlfriends.
shout out my wife Paige for being really cool, allowing me to come out here and do what we do, being able to practice a couple times a week, go out to shows.
Does she come to shows? Does she come to shows when she can? Maybe. Do y'all have kids?
When she can. We have kids. We have a couple of kids that are still young. I have a almost 6-year-old, and he'll be almost 4 in January. Time flies, but Most of the time now, like she stays home and watches them, so I can go out and do all this stuff. But if there's a good opportunity, like I know we had a show during the day once on a Saturday, so she was able to come out and make that one. But it's been cool having a wife that supports that and doesn't just say like, oh, you're quit playing rock star, you're never gonna go anywhere with this. Like,
So being
she's-
supportive probably is super important.
Oh man, it's
Oh, for sure.
all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Blake, you got some shout outs?
I want to give of course, a shout out to Kelly as well, because we do have 8 kids, and she hasn't missed any of our shows. I don't think, and
She's been to more shows than some of the members who played with us.
Oh my gosh.
she
God.
has seen every iteration of Just Fan Fiction, and Blind Romance since we started. Like, we had just been dating a couple of days whenever we did our first Blind Romance show, and no, she's I couldn't do it without her. She's it takes a very special person to be willing to love somebody who does this as much as we do, and I really couldn't do it without her. I also just have to give a shout out to my mom, who makes the majority of our shows as well, and I never felt the absence of not having my father, because my mom did such a good job growing up, when I was growing up, and she supports the shit out of my music, my author work. She's the best grandmother to my kids, and then a shout out to my grandparents as well. They that are, they're still kicking, and that's everything. I love that I get to talk to them weekly, and and one of these days they're gonna probably disown me whenever I put out I put out the show that I'm making with the hidden cameras I put in their apartment. My grandmother is an older Latino woman, and my grandpa is an older hillbilly, and the arguments that they get into. Listen here, pinhead motherfucker, and oh, shut up, you goddamn pit bull. Man,
That would actually probably make a good reality show. Can we do that?
my God, I swear, I'm trying so hard to
Like, just put nanny cams all through the house.
I have them. I'm just trying to get enough material gathered up. My mom and my aunt are there also right now, secretly filming.
Dude,
Like I said, my grandparents are gonna fucking disown me when this. My grandpa's probably gonna laugh his ass off. Let me say this about my grandma is a short, a short, beautiful Latino woman who's like 4'9", 4'10",
Okay.
and my grandpa is a toothless hillbilly man with a cul-de-sac haircut and a big beer gut, and listening to them bicker is the greatest damn thing in the world.
But it apparently works, right? How long have they been married for?
52 years, 53 years, and that's
They're
and
doing
that's
something
what I
right.
give them the biggest credit for, is no matter what life threw their way, they honored their vows and stuck together and always chose each other. Like, even with all the bickering that they do and everything, they
You should write a love song after that.
I don't even know where I'd start with that one, because the romance is very few and far between but nowadays. But the fact that I know they do love each other, and I know that they also lost their oldest, their son, in 2019, my Uncle Tim, and surviving something like that together, that's
See, there's a love song right there. There's a love song right
They're
there.
very strong people. I'm very proud of where I come from. Now, my grandma and my mom's extended family and everything can lick the ass hair off of my shit, but
I knew it, dude. I knew we were going there. I knew he
but
was going to go there.
but the rest, yeah, those are my shout outs, and to the bands in Houston that we play with. Special shout out to Rick Stewart and Zombie Face. I can't wait for the next rendition of them. Ready for the next rendition of Hold On Hollywood. Mark, thank you for having us here in your room, Mark Marino. And
I got a T-shirt. You want to do a shout out to your band? Come on. Do you still have a mic
Yeah.
over there? Come on. Shameless plug.
Show
Shameless
them
plug.
that beard,
Alien-
man. Come on.
Alien Shore. If you haven't been to an Alien Shore yet and seen a drummer do lead vocals, you're missing
And
out.
wait, when's your birthday? I'll do a plug. Let's do a plug real quick. So the 27th, but you're doing it the 26th at 19th hole. Get out here. I'm gonna clip this and edit it and do a whole thing. Staple some dollars on him for his
Thank you.
birthday. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fun.
Make sure
Yeah.
you send, make sure you send twerking videos to mark that day.
Yes.
Especially
Shout
all
out.
you guys.
I love it. Yes. Shout outs, Mr. Tom Cruise, looking all,
All right, let's go.
super cool over here.
I'm just gonna keep it simple and just say I want to give a shout out to everybody for trying their best out here.
Hey, look at him. He's so fucking nice.
So positive.
Don't ruin him.
Life
Don't
is
ruin
fucking
him.
crazy, but yeah, stay on it.
He's so fucking nice.
It's awesome. No, for real. The balancing out of each other. I'm bringing him out of his
It's
show,
like
and
yin and
he's.
yang, dude, right here.
I'm bringing him out of his show, and he's.
Is
he's
he
bringing me
making you
down to earth a
nicer?
little bit. Yeah. What would you say, Kevin? You're the best judge of this, Kevin. How has Ollie affected me?
Affected you personally? I think you said it earlier. Y'all like really good balance to each other. I think you're making, Ollie's making you a little bit nicer. I think you're bringing out other aspects of Ollie that I don't know if you knew you had him or not, but I'm not even exactly sure how to say it in words. But
Did you
just-
pick out the leather jacket and the sunglasses? Because
Yeah, he did actually.
did you?
He did.
Oh my god, you probably did.
Fuck yeah. No, we did
No.
talk. We did talk the other day because I have this new all white look with a black T-shirt, and then we were talking about how Ollie should be my polar opposite, wearing all black and a white T-shirt.
I just like let's throw on black. Let's just
Dude, I love
Why
it.
not?
Yeah, I would have worn my white outfit, but I got a blue
I saw
set.
it. The one in the picture.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it. I like it. I dig it. Is
I
that
have,
like
to wear, I have to wear a sweatband because I need hair products now.
Karate
Is-
Kid over here.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Is that a new thing? So is that going to be part of the
That's-
whole
that's-
the shows and
that's
stuff?
my-
Like,
that's
is
my
that your new
shtick.
look?
That's my new shtick.
Okay, I
No
dig
more
it.
long hair. No more blonde hair. Will you ever go back to the blonde hair?
Oh,
at some
man.
point?
So
He's gonna get
He's
the
asking the
frosted
tough
tips with that
questions.
haircut
I
right
love
there.
it.
go back
Mark
to the
McGrath.
real.
The frosted tips.
Well, basically what you guys are asking me is if I'm ever going to do an Ian Dartez from Hold On Hollywood impersonation, and then I'll do it, and then I'll ask everybody, do you believe that this is real?
Oh my god, are you going to do blonde again or not? Don't. I don't think
I
you
can't
should.
I can't say whether I'm going to do that or not at this moment. The answer is no, but
Never say never.
I have 4 baby mamas, so I can't exactly I clearly don't learn my lesson the first, second, third, or fourth time.
Stop, and that's the perfect time to stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Did you have fun? You can lie and say you hated it.
Fucking hated this.
Fuck you. It's okay. They probably had fun.
Hey,
So
No, I'm
I had fun.
He looks
you-
at my face and he's already
it's
cracking
okay.
up.
It's okay.
did you have fun? Because he was already on it twice before. So
I had
did you
fun.
have fun? Did you have fun?
I had a good time.
Dude,
I'm not gonna. This is a learning experience. As I kind of get a little timid, and I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. This guy's like telling a whole story, man. I know he's got the experience. Fuck.
I think
That's
this is
the
a
thing,
great
man.
dude.
I
He's
feel
a
like-
great.
I feel like
think
you
he's
have-
a great balance.
You have a whole experience that I don't. You were out there, moved to a whole different city and did music and made it your career and everything. I've never done anything like that. So when I talk about the me and you balancing each other out really well, that's what I mean right there. We're kind of guiding each other to be our best, I think.
And I want to
what's-
say that something that we've never had as a band before until Ollie came in was a lot of the vocal harmonies.
Oh yeah.
Like that alone, not even mentioning your guitar playing, just the vocals alone has really elevated us to the next level. Something that we've always talked about wanting to do, just no one else in the band could do it.
Yeah, I could do it in the studio, but we were on the verge of getting backtracks of my own voice to do the harmonies and shit until you came into the band. So, like I said, the biggest thing I could say for this whole thing is come see Just Fan Fiction now, because it is a whole different animal.
You seem very different. Just like you seem, I'm just going to say it, very different than the first time. You seem very grown up right now, Blake.
It's the haircut.
Is it the haircut?
It's the
It's the haircut.
It's cool. I'm excited. I'm super excited to see what you guys are doing. And
Saturday.
I am going to post selfies because I will be at this fucking
Supposedly.
show on Saturday. So
Supposedly.
whatever. Love it. This has been so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. So now we get to look at the camera and we all get to wave because it's so much fun.
What's